My name is Glory Ogwebu.
I started my sojourn into the solar industry because my parents moved to another part of town, close to the outskirts of our city where I was born, where they built their own house. Now the community close to the town where they moved to did not have access to electricity. They were off-grid. So they moved here in 2014, which is 8 years ago this year. 2015, I returned from the US and I visited them there, and I wasn't really happy to see them spending money, a lot of money every month to fuel the generator because they had no light there, and so they were always using the generator all the time. I took a walk in the community and I didn't really like what I saw. I started thinking, what can I do to solve this problem? I just learned about renewable energy and how can solar power help people who do not have light. And my people, that was how I went into the solar industry with the goal to look for a solution for my parents. Now, I'm trying to share this documentary with you because it's a very important one to me, because my dream from 2014 was to be able to provide solar power for my parents as a professional in the industry, since they were the ones who inspired me to go into the industry. And I'm happy to share this all with you today. Fast forward from 2014 to June 2021, I'm able to finally put this solar system to power the 5-bedroom apartment and power the electrical appliances inside. I thought to share the story with you. June 28th was my father's birthday, and I wanted to make it a surprise. You can imagine, how can I surprise my parents with a solar installation in the house? I had to come up with a plan to take them out of the house. So it was my father's birthday. I wanted to use the solar as his birthday gift, but I tell them, oh, daddy and mommy, I have to take you on a small weekend getaway for your birthday. And so I booked a hotel for them, and they ate at the hotel. They had a nice time at the hotel, and they thought that the birthday gift was the hotel trip, right? They did not know that they had just been sent out of the house so that my engineers could work in the house and install the solar system. Now this was going to take 2 days, so I took them to the hotel for 2 whole days, and they were calling on the phone, praying for me. I even came to visit them at the hotel, and they thought that that was a surprise. And so on the day that they were meant to leave the hotel and come to the house, I communicated with my brother, who was in charge of the engineers, and he told me, we're good to go now, everything is working, there is light in our house. The solar is already bringing light. Imagine living without electricity for all this time and always depending on generator. So we began to drive home. I was so excited. I wanted to see the joy and happiness in my parents' faces, and I got my camera ready to take the pictures and the videos. And so I told my brother to put on the outside light so that when we drive to the compound, they can see the outside lights. And so when we got to the compound, I was with my parents in the car, and when we drove into the compound, my mom said, the judge put on the generator. She was thinking that because there's lights, my brother must have put on the generator. And so she comes out, and then she says, but I cannot hear sound of generator. George, what's going on here? And she goes into the house, and they were shocked. My father and my mom were both shocked. There is light in the house, but we don't have light here. So what's going on? Meanwhile, there is no sign outside at all that any project had gone on here. We made sure to clean everything. Everything looked like they had left it before they traveled for their 2 days getaway. So when they were inside the house, my mom suddenly started dancing. I said, he said, Glory has put solar for us, so she was dancing and dancing. And then when my dad came, my dad said in Igbo, what do you mean by that? Because it sounded unbelievable. You mean we now have light in this house?
Wow.
I'm surprised. One, streams of joy, we don't go. And this July, streams of joy have started.
George, it's not going on your plants. Here's the plants. Plants are not awesome. Hi, Kay.
George.
Hi, Kay.
Qual plant?
Eh?
Is it one?
solar.
Don't say. Nothing medieval.
George is not buying a plant. Hey, yeah,
I
that.
don't know what.
What is that?
This is wonderful.
Wow.
Wow. Who did it? Jesus. Oh my God. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, great was.
Wonderful. People now have solar. Solar is powering the whole house. The whole house. Surprise.
Surprise.
Surprise. Wow. These are the new owners of a big solar system. Light 247 every day. No more NEPA, no more buying of fuel.
Yes,
How do you feel?
It's wonderful. I feel great.
Wow.
This is the greatest surprise of the season.
Yes.
No more. I've spent so much on fuel.
In the last
No
7
more
years. Wow.
For the last 7 years, yes.
Wow.
And suddenly the light came.
The light has come. Mommy, what do you think about it? Mommy, what do you think about it?
I'm so happy.
Wow.
I'm so glad.
Congrats.
No more struggling to buy fuel. George,
Hey.
you better buy fuel.
George, you bought a fuel.
Noisy generator.
Hey, no more
I
noise.
can charge my phone at all times.
Wow.
Watch any program I like.
Wow. Without worrying about lights.
Yes.
Generators we have. That day. One spoils, the other one.
Hey, no more generator wahala.
Yes.
Hey,
And
how much?
there's a new freezer
Yes.
for me to store my soup
Yes.
and everything.
And
Yes.
It's so powerful, it can power a freezer.
Yes, you can power the freezer. Congratulations.
To God.
Hallelujah.
Energy.
Thank God for solar.
And thank God for my daughter.
Thank you, Jesus.
You're welcome.
And my parents started dancing and they started praying, and it was just a happy time. I wanted to share this story with all of you because this is one of the highlights of my 2021. Being able to do this for my parents, it helps me imagine how much more other people in Nigeria who live without access to electricity. Access to electricity is not just about light, it's about economic progress, it's about children going to school, it's about children learning in conducive environment with 247 access to electricity. This little clip I'm sharing would go a long way to show you why it is important to advocate for complete access to electricity in our communities. People like my parents out there are still 93 million Nigerians who do not have access to electricity in our country. But with access to solar power, people can be happy, just like my parents are today. And thank you for listening to my video today. I hope that you enjoy it. And I'd like to share that this was the main reason why I went into the solar industry, and I'm happy that I was able to do this. Thank you.